Please be seated. Good morning. Bright and early, as we say. Thank you all so much for allowing us to come and offer some news. I think just a very exciting announcement. Also, to those that wore the uniform, I'd like to say a happy Veterans Day. And for those of you all that pay attention to dates, this is also the one-year anniversary of when Amazon chose to come to the greater Washington area. So a lot of exciting things are happening. I want to take this opportunity to thank Governor Hogan for his friendship, number one, to me and the Commonwealth of Virginia, and also for his leadership. We have collaboratively, with our teams, worked on a lot of great projects together. And to include, we knew that we needed a dedicated source of revenue for Metro. We were able to get that done with a relationship between the City of Washington, D.C., the State of Maryland, and the Commonwealth of Virginia. We made it clear when Amazon was looking at this area that we were going to work together to support transportation and infrastructure in the greater Washington area, to discuss the need for workforce training, i.e. a world-class education system, to really try to attract talent to this area, because as we say, talent attracts other talent, and also to work on affordable housing. We have also worked closely together on restoring the health of the Chesapeake Bay, so I thank him for his leadership in that area. There is, regrettably, one thing that we don't agree on, and that deals with the Chesapeake Bay blue crabs. As you all know, they all start in the southern part of the bay, in Virginia waters. And his thought, by when the crabs migrate north, he says that when they get older and smarter, they come up into Maryland. As a neurologist, I would say when they get older, they get confused and demented and wander up into Maryland. But anyway, we are here today for a special announcement, but I promised him that I wouldn't tell you what it is. But here's what I can share with you. Maryland owns 79% of the American Legion Bridge, and Virginia owns 21%. So I promised Larry that I would do 21% of the talking this morning. So here's a little background. In 2015, Virginia completed a study of all Potomac River crossings in the region. No surprise, it found that the American Legion Bridge was the busiest and the most congested. And it's expected to see the most growth in traffic over the next 20 years. You don't need me to tell you what the problem is. Right now, in the afternoon, it can take 15 minutes or more to drive the last 3 miles in Virginia from where the express lanes end to the American Legion Bridge. That's bad for commuters, it's bad for our regional economy, and it's simply not sustainable. So we're reaching across the river and across the aisle to do something about it. Before we have this announcement, I would like to thank the Secretary of Transportation, Pete Ron, and working with our Secretary of Transportation, Shannon Valentine. A lot of work has gone into this, so we certainly appreciate your hard work on behalf of both states. Without further ado, for the rest of the 79% of the announcement, please welcome to the podium Governor Larry Hogan. Larry, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor Northam. You didn't have to mention Amazon, but then, thank you very much. It was a regional win. But thank you. Good morning, everybody. It really is great to be here with all of you. I want to first of all thank the Greater Washington Board of Trade, the Greater Washington Partnership, and all of the sponsors for hosting this 2019 Capital Region Transportation Forum. The topic of your discussions today could not be more important, and the timing of your event couldn't be better. I want to thank you so much for inviting Governor Northam and I to join you this morning in order to make a major announcement regarding transportation in the National Capital Region. The state of Maryland and the Commonwealth of Virginia are pleased to announce that we have reached an historic, once-in-a-generation landmark agreement between our two states, which will finally address the gridlock on the Capital Beltway and the horrific traffic congestion in the Washington metropolitan area. A bipartisan, common sense, interstate agreement like this has eluded elected leaders throughout the region for many decades. And as most of you know, probably all too well, drivers on the Capital Beltway faced some of the worst traffic congestion in America. Congestion that costs the region $1.7 billion every year, ruins the quality of life for people in the region, and which pushes more and more carbon into the air, contributing to climate change. Unfortunately, in spite of our record investments in transit and in roads, the problem is continuing to grow worse and worse year after year. And without the bold action that we're announcing today, the amount of time that area commuters will spend sitting in traffic would increase by a staggering 74% by the year 2040. Both Virginia and Maryland have been working very hard to address this crisis. Virginia is on pace to complete a 90-mile managed lane network on their side of the Potomac by 2022. And 2 years ago, Maryland began work on a traffic relief plan, which is the largest P3 traffic relief project in the world. But as bold as these projects are individually, Governor Northam and I both understand that the problems of the region cannot truly be solved unless our states work together to address this interstate highway system as a whole. So over the summer, Governor Northam and I and our teams began discussions regarding an innovative and transformative regional solution for the Capital Beltway. Top transportation officials from both Maryland and Virginia have just completed a series of lengthy and detailed negotiations in an effort to achieve a comprehensive and collaborative solution for the region. I want to thank Governor Northam, Virginia Transportation Secretary Shannon Valentine, and Virginia Department of Transportation Commissioner Stephen Britch, as well as our Maryland Transportation Secretary Pete Ron, State Highway Administrator Greg Slater, and the entire teams from both transportation departments for all of their incredible work over the past few months. We're proud to report that these negotiations have resulted in advancing an interstate regional compact, a new Beltway Accord, which will modernize the National Capital Beltway for the 21st century and which will connect our two states with a vastly improved and new American Legion Bridge. How about that? Under this Capital Beltway Accord, Maryland has agreed to improve I-495 from the Potomac River to the interchange with I-95 North. And Virginia will complete its 90 miles of managed lanes on 495, which lead up to the American Legion Bridge, so that capacity will be increased and the Beltway will be vastly improved on both sides of the Potomac. Maryland will take the lead and will be responsible for the construction of the new American Legion Bridge, and Virginia will contribute to the overall project nearly half of that cost. The Capital Beltway Accord will create a new integrated Capital Beltway system, which will seamlessly expand our transit capabilities, will capitalize on the successful traffic relief efforts in Virginia, and will tie in with Maryland's improvements to I-270, which are currently moving forward. The Capital Beltway Accord is a once-in-a-generation achievement for the Capital Region. Together with our partners in Virginia, we are building the foundation for even greater economic growth in our region, greater opportunity for our citizens, and advancing real, lasting, transformative improvements for the entire Washington metropolitan region. The result will be less traffic, more peace of mind, cleaner air, and a better quality of life for hundreds of thousands of area residents and commuters for decades to come. Thank you very much.